Chimera.
Yeah.
This is going to be Uzi's first ever game on the Aphelios. Has never played it before, was not playing while it was meta at the time, or maybe it was and it was just banned away. Absolutely else. So this is going to be a first time Aphelios for Uzi on stage. And it's exciting to see, you know, is 200 years plus Uzi enough to break the game? Not a lot of mana here for either of these mid laners. Cryin is kind of in no man's land. I'm not quite sure if he's going to be able to get out of this one alive. He's probably going to have to flash, and yeah, full respect needed to be given over there to the EDG jungler. I think Cryin just got a little bit hypey, thinking he maybe had an opportunity to take out Fofo with the ult.
The like, not able to do so though. The Maokai ult tanked up by Fofo, who of course got down there nice and early to that play. Has himself the Merc Treads as well. Cassante is a champion that can get priority fairly easily with just base damages. IG, they're planning to go something bot side though. Here's the ult.
There's the ult coming down. The lightning crash does come in. There is the cannon barrage that you talked about, but it is a Yuumi on the back of this Aphelios, which means all summoners blown, but despite everything being thrown at him, he survives. And that means that Rift Herald goes over to the side of EDG. Well, cannon barrage still on cooldown, but IG feel emboldened to maybe go for another 4v4 fight if they can. Again, still no summoners on the EDG bot side, which means they know that there's just not really much contest to really come out. Dragon will reset. They are still kind of pushing them in, yeah. A bit of a scared Yuumi too, as Fofo and JJ starting to move themselves in. There's the Glacial Prison coming down onto Wink, though. They're going to drop down the ultimate to try and catch out Uzi. There's going to be the final chapter to see if they can just disengage a little bit. Fofo taking out the Annie and almost, yes, getting a flash over and getting the first blood. That is 11, nearly 12 minutes before we got it, but EDG, they hold firm and they punish in over-aggressive IG. Game of action and debauchery, but you see now EDG looking to maybe contest IG around this Baron, or Baron Pit, where the Rift Herald is housed, but without the Fiora, I just don't think you can do this. 5v4, you just got to let this one go. This is just a better macro rotation coming out here from IG.
EDG just going on the Herald.
You give it to, now it's down to a flat 20, so you get 20% straight away. Now On getting jumped on here, but should be able to skate himself right back over the wall. Does exactly that. Fofo just covering himself very, very nicely. Beishong gets hit by the Glacial Prison, but not going to lead to anything else. This is just a lot of posturing. No one really fully committing right now. And with Dragon up and you've lost that Glacial Fish, that's a pretty big pick tool no longer available to EDG.
And again, IG very happy to sit here and say, okay, we still have the Cannon Barrage, we can play around that, and now they commit to the fight.
Here we go, the Moonlight Vigil is decent. A flash away as the lightning crash comes down. They're going to try to jump everything onto Uzi, who's kiting this fight out very well. Still has flash. Maybe he wants to try and go for this. There is the cannon barrage that you mentioned. There's so many low health bars right now, and they found their man. The president has been taken out, and his cat as well. There's going to be Fofo trying to turn this back in a fight as Ola finds himself a kill onto the Zeri. Gets himself a little bit of a healing from the Grand Challenge. Now Beishong coming in so low, but keeps himself alive. Nicely done there by IG. It ends up being a 3-for-2 trade in favor of Invictus Gaming.
Get themselves to the point where they can maybe stall out a little bit more, even if EDG want to play around a solid win condition later into the game. The fight is very back and forth in itself, though. Looking back at this, you do have a great Moonlight Vigil coming in from Uzi to chunk down these HP bars. Gets out of the way of a potential Nautilus hook because he hides behind the terrain, still in DPS range. It's good positioning from Uzi at the start of it until the Cannon Barrage comes in. That's when the positioning becomes a little bit suspect. The rest of his team can't hold that choke point, allow him to stand behind that terrain. He goes down, IG run over the fight.
Was close until it wasn't. So many low health bars there. You can see that Wen coming in at the end, though, was so many times without being at a fight.
For sure, and when he does eventually arrive there, again, have to keep mentioning, 3 melees on the top side for EDG. Great the early game. Wen has himself the cleanse.
He has the cleanse and the flash, and they're going to try and fully commit onto this one here, but it's a 4v3. There's JJ flashing over the wall. Fofo in a little bit of trouble as well. They've got Uzi and Mako trying to come in off the back side of this one here, but there's damage already being put down. The lightning crash from On forces JJ away. You can see them maybe going over the wall. Whoa! On looking to try and put down some work, but he's got a little bit too far forward, and Uzi says, "You cannot step to me." That's going to be a kill going over there as On gets a little bit too antsy just before this Dragon fight. Oh, Uzi.
He's probably going
to
have
to flash.
Away.
He's going to have to flash. He's holding it. He's holding it. He's holding it because he's got so much damage. That is nerves of steel from Uzi right there, knowing exactly what he can and can't do, knowing that he didn't have to flash, and everyone from IG just had to scamper away.
That is just such a certified Uzi moment. I'm sure we'll see a couple of them in the games to come, but Uzi, I was thinking, that bot lane, aesthetic choices as well. This was slightly less aesthetic a start to the fight from EDG because you're throwing your CC onto the target with the cleanse. Yes, you get rid of that flash, and you're walking straight into the barrels and straight into that ultimate. It's a very dangerous situation. The Gangplank ultimate probably should have been focused a little bit further back. Feels like it didn't get huge value out of it. And look, not gonna lie to you folks, I appreciate the boldness. There's a difference between boldness and insanity. Arn throws his life away. Even if you kill the enemy jungler there, you are going to die. That's not worth.
I mean, the fact that he uses the dragon to kind of say, you can't hook me. The whole thing is that Wink would need to flash there to try and get the hook off of. So the difference between int and God is a fine line to tread.
That it is. Throwing out the Marco, looking for another engagement.
Holds it. Yeah, they're going to look for it. They're going to go top on the Tibbers as well. They're going to see if they can get a good barrel on, but Uzi will not be caught out just yet. They do catch out one, so it's the Cassante for none. And IG, they're trading back a huge amount of their health bars right now. They haven't lost anybody, which is important, but it would be difficult for them to turn this into any kind of real objective because, again, look at the health bars on EDG. Yeah, well, Uzi already sticking up to not even 10 CS per minute. We're going to go with 11 CS per minute. Already kind of keeping himself nice and healthy as JJ does have to get himself away from this, but I don't think he can. It's going to be very difficult, and yeah, burnt down, but ooh, that's a lot of damage from the Infernum Moonlight Vigil. Do they want to try and risk this going back in on top of this one again? Uzi has not got Flash, but he's got all the other combat summoners that Ayumi and him grant to him. Fofo and Ala moving forward here, trying to just be as bit of a nuisance as they possibly can. Wynn doesn't have Flash. Yeah, just hasn't got the Flash, and the damage is not really there to try and turn this one back. Beishong not going to get away from this one just yet. They're going to try and jump in on top of Ala. Wink goes in to try and see if he can stop Uzi, but he's just too big. He's got too much damage. And IG, they're falling apart right now. They just can't stand up to this tidal wave of damage that is available for the side of EDG. Nice little Helter-Skelter over the wall. Beishong getting chased down. Uzi wants the kill, but it will be going over to the side of EDG. Beishong almost getting himself out. And Uzi's feeling confident. He's feeling good. He's not really tested in these fights.
Oh, he's not. He's not even the first target. IG are trying to burn
3 has got the Last Whisper as well, so he's going to even do more damage to some of the tankier members, if you could even call them that, on the side of IG. And now with the Baron taken, it's gone to a 3,000 gold lead. IG just can't really find themselves an opportunity. They need to kill the Aphelios. That's the thing. It has to be Uzi, and if it's not, then it's just not good enough. Here we go. They're going to throw in a Q, but it's hopeful at best. The cannon barrage comes down while it's happening. Ala on a side lane here with the Hull Breaker, doing so much to try and just keep the pressure in. That's a huge amount of minions. They're going to lose both these towers if they're not careful. They need to clear one and the other.
Exactly. EDG, they are playing towards this side lane win condition now, and you can tell IG are getting a little desperate, and now they don't have the cannon barrage. What can they do? They're losing on both lanes.
They're losing on both lanes. We're going to see 2 towers go down. They're going to finally look to try and see if they can get a fight. Fofo using that Gargoyle Stoneplate to keep himself healthy. Uzi comes in, and Uzi spreads out the damage. They're trying to see if On can get on top of him. He flashes away, and finally gets taken out, but is it all for naught because Beishong is the only one left alive, and he's being chased down by a cat on a mission. The solo bolo, you could almost call it, from Mako on the cat, and that's going to be game number 1 going over to EDG.
That's about as close to a Yumi solo kill you will see in professional play. Is he a cat? Is he a tiger? Predator on that one. Takes down that kill, takes down the Nexus.
And again, it took a while. It was...